What do y'all truly know about the air? Let me break it down. Who truly got the psychic powers if they able to tap into it? It's the air signs. For all you who didn't know, the air sign is the most important. And this is the only sign that can become all the elements. It's the air. We need air. When we breathe air, what do we breathe? We breathe energy. We breathe information. We need it. Without air, we can't survive. And air is the mind. So you breathe in the mind. You breathe in information. You breathe in auras. So what's in the air? Air is nothing but solo atoms, solo winds, like split sun everywhere, molecules everywhere. It's everywhere. And so the air that we're living in is less dense. Everything like it's in the air. The sun is in the air. So the air starts with the heart chakra vortex. And so if that don't say values, all air signs deal with the heart. So when they say that the air signs isn't the most psychic, they're a darn lie. They got to prove to me that the air signs is not the most psychic. They say that water, but water can't do nothing without the air. It's the air. Air is in spirit. Air is in the mind. It's consciousness. It's the air, the most important element. The only reason that a lot of brothers and sisters, only reason they don't become psychics is because they don't know. They don't know, and what's get thrown in their face is that water is the most. They're not going by their own mind. So when they tap into their spirit of knowing, because all air signs is claircognizance. Claircognizance, which means know, which means knowledge. They deal with knowledge, and through knowledge they know. And so later on in the years of the people who have the air sign life, they become claircognizant, or they become claircognizant when dealing with information. And not only claircognizance is clear knowing, but it's clear understanding and overstanding. So they overstand about the energy, about your emotions. And the air deals with what? It deals with the aura. A-U-R-A. And A-U is for gold. And you got Ra, which is the sun. So it's double the sun. It's the aura, the energy. It's the energy, vibration, the golden sun. And this is the air sign. Air signs ain't nothing but the golden sun. It means aura. It means breathe, to breathe. It means oxygen, air. So, and it's also advanced gold reactor. So the air signs. So the air is in everything. And the air come to affiliate with Mars also, because the air affiliate with everything. Okay, for example, I got to break it down to you so you get understanding and clarity, and why they call the mind the air sign, because everything that's living is consciousness, is energy. Everything has a mind in some way. You got different types of mind, but the air, as long as the air is in something, is living, it's got the ability to be aware. So everything is the mind, or everything is in the mind, or the mind is in everything. If everything can't think, we know that much, but there is information which is deals with the mind and everything. So, for example, you got the animals living, you got the trees living, you got everything breathing. The trees give us the oxygen. The trees hold it, so we need the earth too. But we speaking on the air sign right now, because as far as they talking about the air, make it like the air sign, so chump offs, and you don't really got people who really tapping into it who don't really know. But they don't know. What about the airbender? I know they done heard a cartoon by the airbender, the elements, and they say that the air is the most strongest element. Far as it's the most powerful, far as like unlimited power. Like fire is most stronger, but air outlasts, because air is forever. Everything is air. Even fire is air. Earth is air. Water is air. They turn and evaporate into air. Atoms, molecules that come together to create water or fire or some earth, manifest itself to earthly plane. Air is in everything. And so when you say air, we talking about the mind. The mind. Like you got arrow, like AREO, which you get from air. You get that from air. Because you gotta understand, air is a gas. It's a gas molecule And it deals with even the planet Mars. It deals with farming, agriculture. It deals with, like in the word Aries, the word is Aries, you see the R. Because, okay, for example, air. Let's take the vowels out. You got the R. The air itself is the R. The aura in the African culture deals with the mouth. It deals with the hand, the mouth. It's the number 9 or 18, number 9. So that you know what the air is about. Right there. It's universal. The air deals with the universe. It deals with universal knowledge. And so here you have it. ARI or ARIE. We know what I mean, Aries. So that's why you get Mars from the planet Aries. And so is arrow. So all these words identify what they do. They use the anagram. They just put different vowels in there, but you still see the R where they get the air. And it starts with the what? The letter A. Air starts with the letter A. You see the shape is like a triangle. It's the upper sign. So air deals with ascension. We know that. So this deals with the air signs deal with your higher self, your higher consciousness. It deals with your higher self. And so, okay, let's say the word Aries, I mean superior, best of thinkers. Aries. So even the zodiac that's called Aries deals with thinking. The word lets you know. They don't just create these words for nothing. They're gonna fit it. And so the air sign deals with the spring and it deals with the autumn sign. The autumn season. So what I want y'all to know, it says superior and the best of thinkers. And it also mean the lion of God. And we know that the lion, you get Leo, which is the son of God. And this is the air sign. And the air deals with what? The sky, the heavens, the mind. So when they say that the heavens and the sky, they're talking about the higher up somewhere. Your pineal gland, they're talking about the mind. So I want y'all to understand this. God, which is arrow, is the God of the sky. Yes. So we're talking about the air God, which is Ario or Arrow, which is the God of the sky, the God of bonds, the God of gray magic, the God of knowledge, wise knowledge, the God of swordsmanship. Because we know that anything there with the sword is what? The air sign, right? They got it in the tarot reading. All air signs deal with the sword. So, fire, this the air, the God of the air. Because you got to understand that air ain't nothing but solar winds, sun winds. And the sun winds can go anywhere it want to do. Like the sun can stay right there in one spot and it can move slowly, but the air can move how it want to move and go into anything. And so the air is, or arrow is the God of the falcon. And we know the falcon means the third eye. It deals with your higher self, higher vision, higher energy. And it's about abilities. So you got many abilities when dealing with the air sign. Anything, you got unlimited abilities. Like the air can come a mirror of somebody. So we talking about the air sign like Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Also, they become a mirror of their environment. That's why they can get along with anybody. And they are the humanitarians of the zodiac. And they don't get attached to people, places, and things like that. The most ones who really get attached out of all air signs will be most likely a Libra, because Libra dead in the heart. It's the balance of the air signs. So that's what I want y'all to know. It deals with relationships and relating to people, places, and things. Libra, because it's an air sign. Air relate to everything. And so we're going to go into the zodiacs too, or astrology signs. Because if you got a lot of Libra in your chart, or you got a lot of Gemini in your chart, or you got Aquarius in your chart, you could be Aquarius, sun, moon, rising, or have any signs that deal with Uranus or Venus or Mercury, then I'm talking about you. And also, just give Virgo some of the air ability because it got Mercury in there. And give Taurus some of the air ability because it got Venus in there. And Venus represents all the elements herself. So with that being said, she's the manifestation of all the elements. In our culture, we call her Aset, Venus. And now, the air has control over fire. And fire is the most powerful element when we talk about that bender energy, like The cartoon deal with that. The airbender, firebender, waterbender, earthbender. Um, air control the fire, and fire is the most powerful element. See, it's more powerful than air, but air is the one who has control of the fire. But fire can destroy anything that it touch. So to show you right here is that how powerful air is. Air can become fire. Air can inspire fire. Air can become water. Air can inspire water. Air can become earth, manifest itself, because air signs are doers. They apply what they think. They manifest their thoughts. So we're talking about psychic ability. They have all abilities. So that's what they didn't tell you. How you think I got clairsentient ability? Not only from because I got a lot of water in my chart is Cancer. It's because air, like the Libra already is an empath. The only thing they don't show their emotions like other signs. The reason why? Because the mind rules. That don't mean they don't have all the elements in themselves, or that they deal with or connected to all the other elements that are within the body. The mind rules. Like some people, the water rule, the earth rule. When you got the mind rule, you're in control of yourself until it's a reaction. The reaction got to come from anything that deal with the intellect, that have to deal with harming humanity issues, especially when dealing with Libra, when dealing with anything that deal with love. And then you will see the emotions is so strong. And then you will see how powerful air sign. You'll be surprised. When I did snap, people were surprised. I went off and couldn't stop. See, an air sign can keep going too, consistent in whatever it do, but it also can stop itself. So the air sign is so incredible that it can do many things. And it can change. It always changes. Like air 1 minute can be about the mind, and it can be about doing things like a fire. It can be powerful as a fire, then it can be more practical, more earthly, and then it can be more emotional. So the air goes into the present, which is water. It goes into the past, which is water, and then it goes into the present, which is earth, and then it goes into the future, which is fire. The air, the only element that can go into all three. It can go into the past, the present, and the future. The air is just there. Because when what leaves the body? The air goes back to its original self. When it do leave the body. So the consciousness goes back to its original self, which is the less dense, on a higher frequency. So the air, well, he carries an aerial, he carries a lightweight army squad and carries several lightning bolts. Now you got to understand, who deal with the lightning bolt? The Aquarius. Who else deal with the lightning bolt? The Libra and the Gemini. Lightning bolts. These are claircognizants, which deal with the crown chakra, energy center. They deal with all of the higher self. The S sign deal with the higher self. The Libra, good placement will be the heart. That's the balance. The Gemini is the throat. The Aquarius is the crown. But in between all three of them is the third eye. They deal with imagination, fantasy, because it's the mind. Third eye deals with the mind. So those who have control over their mind can control the rest of their being. They can be able to see. They go on clairvoyance, claircognizance. You can be anything. And the air signs outlast any other element and sign with ease. And so a lot of psychics, they have a lot of air placements. Or they have some air placements. Or they're going to at least have a moon, a sun, a rising, or something that deals with air if they last in a long time. Those who don't last a long time, they don't have that air placement, because the air sign will always deal with people. They know people behavior pattern. They love to know a person's behavior in their mind and they set. And that's why I like air change form. They can be this person, be that. They can be an actor and everything. And so y'all got to understand about the air signs. And from the air you get ether. Ether from the air. The ether. And this is the upper, pure, bright air. Upper. This is your higher self. This is your higher mind. Your ether. And this is the heavens. This is the air, the sky, the light. Because air is also light. Beautiful people, that's what y'all didn't know. Air is light. And also not only light, as in like the sunlight, but also it's lighter than all the other elements. So this is how to let you know that this is the most powerful element. I don't know why astrologers didn't teach you what is correct. Because you got to understand who represents the air. You got, in our culture, African culture, you got Shu, Haru, and things of that nature, Tahuti. And so you got to understand the air is the most powerful weapon. Asar represents the air. And don't get it wrong, they all connected. They all connected, fire, air, water. But I'm just saying about the air element itself. And I'll also relating this to the zodiacs and why they are the zodiacs like that. Because you gotta understand that everything has symbolic meaning. Because the air is oxygen or a gas. It's a gas, yes. Just like you got the word atmosphere, the air sphere for atmosphere. You gotta understand, like atom sphere. Let's switch these words around and put we'll say ATMO and sphere. Let's take the O and put it behind the T. You got ATOM, atom sphere. Like atom spheres, like atoms, molecules. This is the air. The air ain't nothing but solar wind. They micro little sun winds, a whole bunch of sun winds, a whole bunch of molecules and atoms floating around, moving. It becomes a force. They're so little. That's how powerful the air is. So I let you know that even those who are little people, they're some of your smartest people in the world. Because the air is light. That's why for you to survive and for your energy to flow, you can't be a big fat person because it's going to clog up the air. You have to be light, just like the air. Not only light like the air, you got to eat correctly and get some air. You have to come outside and get some air and get it from the trees. The trees absorb it. It's the earth that absorbs it. So you got to understand how powerful the air really is. You breathe the air. You breathe your consciousness. You're breathing spirit. You're breathing atoms. And what does the air do when you breathe in and breathe out? It helps control your heart. It helps control your heart. Because all the air signs represents all the higher self, the heart on up. And what will give you the clue? They say Libra in the chakra deal with the heart. Because of Venus. Venus itself deals with the air element. And Venus also is in Taurus, but we're not talking about Taurus, even though Taurus is a part of why Taurus is psychic. And Virgo is a part of, Mercury is a part of why Virgo is psychic. So I just want y'all to understand. So yes, these two earth signs are psychic too. But we're talking about the air right now because they got Venus and they got Mercury. Well, anytime you got Venus, Mercury, or Uranus, you're talking about the most psychic planet. They give you understanding of the energy. The air sign like to explore. They love information. The air sign loves information. It's attractive. It's charming. Air signs know how to manipulate anything. Fire, like it's the wildfires, like the hurricane, the winds. Yes, it know how to manipulate things. It even cause a volcano explosion. So anytime you got air mixed with something, it can cause an explosion. So the air knows how to manipulate stuff and also destroy stuff. I know they say the fire is the most powerful weapon, but in actuality, it's really the air because the air is in control. So it's the air that will use fire and manipulate it and be the manager. See, Aries is the best managers of life, and they can see things that other people don't see. They might not be all in their feelings, like the water or the fire, but they can do the same thing as the water and the fire sign. They can get it. They can be a mirror of that. It's in them. People who have these air signs in them. I was just like that. I know a lot of you say, well, you got a lot of stuff in your chart. That's true. But I'm speaking on that what the air sign can do. And yes, if you're talking about numerology, I got fire numbers, yes. And I got water numbers, fire and water. But we talking about the air, how important it is itself. And the reason why I'm making this audio or video because the air sign never get its props. They give the water its props as the most powerful, and fire, all the other elements. But people got to know how important air is. It's very important. And we need oxygen or air to live. And when I say air, I'm talking about the mind too, consciousness, I'm talking about energy itself. And it's the lightest form. And also when you absorb air, you're absorbing light. But air deal with the ultraviolet rays. Yeah. And infrared wavelengths that we can't see. can't see the air. It's so light. It go through walls and things change into air. Like water changes to air, evaporate. And same as fire. Y'all gotta understand that the air is just that important. It's invisible realm. They can also be visible when it has a substance like earth or fire, like that there. It can be a water. It can be visible to the eye, and also to the eye to those who can see. See, those who are emotional, just let you know if water or earth or fire is what you can see, as in we talking about like a blaze fire or like that there. Just let you know that the air can see when people get angry as the fire sign and they be stressed. And air can see when people get into their feelings and emotions as a water sign. And they can tell what people going through. And they can not only see, but they can feel it. They can handle it more because their mind ruling. Their mind is in control. But they can feel it. And let you know that the air can see what the earth sign trying to do. And the earth might move a little slower than the air, but the earth is consistent. But the air can see that. The air knows how people operate in life. So I want y'all to understand that. So if you got air in your natal chart, or you got air numbers like 1, 5, 7, and even 9, because 9 got a little bit of, 9 got everything. You got numbers like 1, 5, 7, and 4. 4 got the 4 elements too. 1, 4, 5, 7, and 9. Then you understand the air. All numbers really got air in it. But we're talking about that mostly deal with the mind. We're talking numbers like 1, 5, and 7. And also 9. These 4 numbers definitely deal with the mind. 1, 5, and 7. I know they say 9 is a creative number, but number 9 holds all the elements, so you can't skip number 9. But who mostly deals with the mind is 1, 5, and 7, due to numerology. And 1 deal with what? According to numerology, 1 deal with the sun, and 5 deals with with Mercury, and 7 deals with Neptune. But now we do the houses. We got 1 deals with Mars, and 5 deal with the Sun, and 7 deals with Libra. See what I'm saying? So we got to add master number 11, which is the house of who? The house of who? The house of Aquarius. Oh, what I'm going on? You see how I'm just catching on right quick? The 3rd house is Gemini. So we do the air sign houses 3, 7, and 11. They deal with the air. They deal with communication. They deal with relating to people. They deal with humanitarian issues. They deal with solving problems. They deal with things like that. So I done did it for numerology. Then I went to the houses. So however you consider the air, you can connect it any way you want to connect it. Or you can do it by the month. Or you can do it by your moon sign. Or you can do it by your rising sign. Or you can do it by, you might have a Mercury in Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. You might have Venus in Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. You can do it like that too, and so forth. So however you do it, just know that the air is a very powerful element in your natal chart. That's all I want you to know. And it's the most powerful and unlimited power. And you can become anything with the air. The mind is in all, and the all is mind. I want y'all to understand that. So the air is mostly gas. It's a mixture of different gas. See, the air holds all the information, all the elements. All the elements is nothing but different information. It's a combination. The air brings unity to everybody, all colors, all people. That's why the air signs are humanitarians. It brings unity to all people, just like it do all elements. The air, the same concept is in everything. It ain't, see, what they do, the hypnotizers give us a one-mind track thinking that when we say air, we just thinking to relate to all people. We don't relate to all elements too that's in people. See? So what the air do, it bring unity. A lot of your freedom fighters are air signs, like Libras or Aquarius, Geminis. And some of your psychics, but you don't see too many African psychics like when you Google it, but those who are psychics, especially like the European psychics, like what's her name, Teresa Capio, she a Gemini. And they got another psychic, her name Sylvia, she a Libra. And you got another white dude, I think his name John Edwards. I don't know if he a Libra, I think he a Libra too. But you got a lot of psychics that you pull up, you see mostly Gemini, Libras, Aquarius. And you see Pisces too there. But I'm just saying, you see a lot of air signs. You don't see a whole bunch of water signs like they say it is. See what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to tell you. You got your famous Pisces, of course. But we talking about the ones that I pull up on the internet. I seen number one, that Sylvia something. She's born in October. She's a Libra. And another one was a dude named John Elwer. I think he's a Libra. Then they had Teresa. She's a Gemini. And so and such and such and such and so on. So my thing is, then you have Aquarius Genius. I forgot the guy's name. I don't know if it was Tesla. I don't know what Tesla was. But one of them is Aquarius. But I'm trying to tell you and give you some of this knowledge. You can research yourself and you'll find out that if you do a whole list of psychics, you'll see that they either air sign or they got air in their chart where they have understanding, or they got Mercury or Venus or Uranus, or they got Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. I'm trying to tell y'all, air is the most powerful and psychic sign. Only way they can be weak is that through their thinking, so they can also be the weakest sign. Let me say it again. So they also can be the weakest sign, but it's gonna be hard for them to be weak because they barely let their mind slip. But when they let their mind slip, they can be the weakest and the most destructive. So I want y'all to understand that, because it's how you think. So it depends on what they think about or what they have in their mind, what is righteous to uplift them. They can become the most powerful people on the planet. These are your best scientists, philosophers, creative artists. They're good with lyrics. They're good with skills. They're good with understanding your lingo. They listen to you. You got some who don't listen, but them are the ones who lack in intelligence, who lack in who they are at the core. Because the true air sign listen, because they pick up on information real well. And some of them, like, I'm a Libra, and I can finish off everything that you say quickly. I can finish off the sentence. And before you can say it out your mouth, I already know what you're saying. I do it all the time. That's clear cognizance. That's knowing. Knowing without reason, without evidence, just knowing, just saying, I just know what you're going to say. I know how you're going to act. I know what you're going to do. And I can predict your life, like what's going to happen. I did that plenty of time. And I had many people say, you right, you right, you was right. First they didn't listen to me. And they said, you was right. Because I can see the big picture. See, air signs can do that. I'm talking about all air signs. I'm speaking of air signs in general. And of course, Virgo and Taurus had some of this ability, but I'm speaking on air signs because they got Venus and they got Mercury. And I know they say that Mercury is neither a male or female, but Mercury is Mercury. It deals with the mind. It deals with Mercury. It deals with the mind. Deal with communication. Deal with expression. So it is what it is. Now, what is another word for oxygen? It's it. Another word for oxygen is potassium, nitrogen, nutrition, electrolyte, respiratory. It deals with your respiratory system too, your breathing system, your lungs. It deals with all that. Hydrogen, which you got water, peroxide, nutrition. So air got all of that. Air can combine the elements. It's nothing but a solar winds, solar suns. And also, air is like your negative ions. They help purify the air. They help purify acid and toxic. Yeah, so it help purify the positive ions, which is pollution and toxic. So air is the source. And I mean, it's a acid producer. It's an acid producer. It's sharp acid. You say sharp mind. Acid like a sword, sharp mind. So this acid in the air is what chop down diseases and illnesses. So you gotta understand that. It's the one that produces and generate. Because air is a generator. And the word gen, I mean gene. So air deal with your DNA too, your gene, which is the spirit aspects in your gene. They keep you living. Anything that's living deals with the air, your spirit. But they'll separate spirit from air. Say you got all the 5 elements, then you got spirit. I mean, you got all the 4 elements, then you got spirit. No, air is spirit. It's consciousness on a higher level. See? See? Consciousness on a higher level. That's all we are, spirit. And we're part of that air, that breath that you take. You don't know what you be breathing in. So that's why you have to be careful what you breathe in. Air produces. It produces and it makes. It creates this reality. And air is a generator. The heart is a generator of the higher self and lower self. Bring all the elements together. And Libra is the cardinal in that area. It's the leader when dealing with bringing the heart together. You're talking about Libra. Yeah. Libra is the scale. It's a cardinal. A cardinal means the one who initiate new ways of thinking, new ways of life, new ways of anything. And Libra represents life. So that lets you know. That lets you know right there. So air means to be born, because with air, you need air in the vessel to be born. And air do turn to liquid. Air do come in many forms. Air could go in whatever form it want to be. It could be like a Libra, could imitate you, him, her. And these people could pick up on your words and pick up on the way you move and imitate people. I imitate people all the time. Air can do that. Air can imitate you and think of you in your mind. Air signs can experience sex in their mind, experience things in their mind. And it can feel so real to an air sign. I experience sex in my mind. I might don't even really want to have no physical sex, because I done experienced in my mind and it felt real in my mind. So that's how an air sign is. I'm telling y'all, this through experience too. So another word for the air sign is Kanjin. The Kanjin, which is Kanji. It means air. The Kanjin, which means atmosphere, spirit, and mind. Kanjin. This is everything that means the air. So this is what the air means. So the spirit, the atoms, and the mind, which is the atmosphere. So here you have it. What can means? The verb means to know. To know what? So I told you that the air represents clear cognizance, clear knowing. The air signs know. They know in a different way. Like Libra bring balance to the air signs. It's the balance and it's the judge of the air signs. And then you got Aquarius who gonna bring higher thoughts and higher minds to the air arena, but also to the world. Then you got Gemini gonna express the higher thoughts, the higher mind to the world. But you got Libra that can play both roles, because it's the scale. It's the balance between the higher nature of Aquarius to the lower nature of Gemini. And lower nature will be into the world that Gemini is expressing to the lower world, expressing thoughts and ideas to the lower world. And Libra is in both worlds. It's in the middle. That's how it works. That's why it's the heart. And then you got Gemini is the throat that bringing them words to a lower frequency, bringing it down to earth. Then you got Aquarius bringing thoughts down to earth. Then you got Libra that's balancing out the earth and the heavens and bringing that oneness, unifying it. So all air signs had ability to unify, and they work together. And so I want you to understand that. Okay, let's break this down. Can means to know. And then the G and the I, this is gentle, natural, and can be used for a term for respectful person, relationships. And so to know what? Person, to know the person, to know relationship, to know animated objects as well. So it's relating. So to know what? To know people, places, and things, like I said, basically in general. And so Kanja, or the air mind, is to know people, places, relationships, and animated objects as well. So this is what the air signs know. And who's the heart of that? It's the green light, which is the heart, which is Libra. It's the scale of that. But all air signs, Aquarius, Gemini, they operate on this frequency. And so that's why Gemini can speak it. Because they understand people's behavior. They can speak what people going through. They can speak about relationships. They can speak about what's going on in life and places and things like that. And the way they say it, Gemini could do it in a smooth level, because they deal with communication. They can do it so smooth and speak so smooth, they can trick you and deceive you too. So Gemini got one of the best mouthpiece on the planet. And also the other air sign, which is Libra and Aquarius. Both air signs, all air signs. No, none is better than the other. Like Aquarius can do the same thing as Libra and Gemini, but all air signs operate on this frequency, which means knowing people, places, and things, and relating to people, places, and things. And Gemini, I think about people, places, and things. So is the Libra, think about people, places, and things. Because the Libra is always studying people. Same thing as Aquarius. Same thing as Gemini. They love people. They love to socialize. They love to experience. They love to explore. The air want to do some of everything. And but the air mostly like to be in his mind. So the thing is, Aquarius will be more earthly. Will bring it down to the earth more than anybody. Because it's a fixed sign. And you got that fixed element like that earth element. But it's persistence and consistency. Because Aquarius also got Saturn in it. So, of course, this proves right here that the earth signs is just as powerful as air signs. Because I already named Virgo, I already named Taurus, I already named Saturn. So they got a little air in it, so it's Capricorn. So my thing is the air, just the ultimate by itself, is powerful. All air signs. All air signs. So when we speak to the air signs, y'all understand. All elements is good now. Don't get me wrong. I ain't knocking water or fire. I'm just bringing you some awareness that they always talk about water. They always talking about the earth. They always talking about fire sign, but they never go deep into what the air signs is. They never go deep. It's either they don't know or they straight hating. So my thing is they don't know. So I'm about to break it down. So the mind deals with what? What's the same as the mind? Memories. So if it means memories, it mean what it mean. Recollection, remembrance. So people who into their mind, they like to reflect. And they like to think. They have awareness. They recognize, and they also observe themselves, observe everything. That's why Virgo is one of the most observant signs, so is air signs. They are very observative of themselves. So they deal with thoughts. They deal with understanding and perception, trying to understand. And they always question things. It's the air signs. So the air signs can play it smooth too. They can fit in and blend in any environment. And they might know things, and you might think they dumb, but they playing under you. Because air signs can be some of anything. And be smartest, can be very smart. Very smart. And you be sitting right there in the environment, you think they dumb, and they already know all the information. I tell people plenty of time. I already know this information. I just don't want to. See, air sign don't want to. They don't really want to destroy you unless you come to them so hard to where they have no choice. And then you can't beat the air sign because they can outthink you, and so they can beat you in any way. Because they are thinkers also. So not only is they the most psychic and intuitive, because psychic means mind, it means spirit, it means soul. Not only is they that, but they also can outthink you. Don't get me wrong. People who have the air signs, they make their own bed. If they're not thinking of their higher mind, it's because they ain't brought this. They don't understand the awareness of this. They're not aware, which means they're in a dumb, deaf, blind state until they didn't use their mind. But to those who know, is really using their mind. So words relates to the mind. Understand that. Words. And what else relates to the mind? We say something, impression, the attitude, also faith, credit. We can go on down the line. Conclusion. All this relate to the mind. A hunch, intuitive hunch, knowing, standpoint, viewpoint, perspective, outlet, angle, like measurement. All that relate to the mind. All this relate to the mind. Reflecting, remark, guessing, observation, a thought, an idea, a concept, determination, the one who can make a decision. All this relate to the mind. And so it ain't that a Libra can't make a decision or air signs can't make a decision, because I know they'll say, well, Aquarius or Libra, they can be indecisive. That's because they overthink. They're trying to make the right decision. These air signs trying to make the right decision. They don't want to fail. Air signs want to get it right. So that's why it takes so long for them to make a decision. But when they make a decision, they really make it. And sometimes it don't take them long. Sometimes they already know what they want to do. And sometimes they don't really care. Like, For example, you might say, what do you want to eat? And I'll be like, whatever you want to eat. I do that a lot. Whatever you want to eat. The reason why air signs say that because they mean what they mean. And a lot of you be like, well, they can't make a decision. They don't really care. So I don't really care. That's why I eat whatever you eat. And you don't have to keep thinking about it and feeling some type of way. I eat what you eat. I'm satisfied and I'm content. So that's the air sign. It's mind over matter. And so the air sign is all about belief, conviction, the eye. They watching. These are your watchers. They watch everything. They peek and they just know things and you don't even know. They hold a lot in. And they deal with judgment. Yes, they do judge the situation. They can judge the person. And they deal with opinions. And they deal with persuasion. They deal with influence too. They're very sentimental. And yes, they're emotional. It's just that the air sign control their emotions in your face. But within themselves, they're burning up with emotions. But how they get over their emotions is through the mind. Through intellectual stimulation. Through doing things that stimulate the mind. Like music, arts. And stuff like that. And things that stimulate the mind. Like with Aquarius, they got the experience. They want to experience things and events. So that helped them out. And a Gemini, if they express themselves, all air signs, if they express themselves, art, not labor, but art, is how they get over their emotions. So they have to talk it out though. If they talk out everything that they have within themselves, they won't explode because the air sign can hold a lot in like a Libra. And they could be unbalanced and moody and explode, a ticking time bomb. And you be like, wow. And they can destroy you. Their words hurt because air signs cut you with their words like a sword. They shot with their words. They are good speakers, good expressors, and they know how to hit you like a boom bang. So, and also, they like to rationalize. They're reasonable people. They deal with the senses. They deal with sound. They know about sound. They can sense something. They can sense something that's up. So they're very psychic. So you got clairsentience. So they could be clairsentients. They could be claircognizant. Well, they are claircognizants because they know before anything. How they know? Because they information seekers. And so, like the fire sign got the experience things to know. Air sign just know by just by observing you and observing people. And just by watching TV, by imagine, they know. So that's the power that the air sign have. They done experiencing it in their mind. They done experience. They become like professionals in their mind. Like before they carry anything out, like they'll practice it in their mind. For example, okay, I have to say this. When I got into the oral part of sex, first I thought about it in my mind a lot. Not to be sexual, but to be educational. Right now, this is for educational purpose. But I thought about it in my mind. And then I kept thinking about it, and it became real in my mind. It became emotion, it became feeling like then I already knew how I operate when I did use my mouth on a woman. And so I did. When I did use it on a woman, I was like a professional. She thought that I've been doing this. I did it a lot, but I didn't. It was my first time doing it, and I already knew how to do it because it was in my mind first. I have to give you an example how powerful this mind is. And that's why I say, and I know that the air is one of the most powerful element. So even if you're not a sun sign or a moon sign air or a rising sign air, if you got a lot of air in your chart, you still got this ability. And anybody, even if you don't have air, you will have some type of air because you're living. So you got the ability to build up your own air. So all ain't just astrology. You got to create over your own existence. So if you focus on like building up the air in you and building up your mind in your communication game, you can become the air. No matter if you don't have no air in you, because you do got air in you. Everybody do. Because this will keep you living. So I want y'all to understand the element of air and why it's important. Because when something hits you, every germ comes through the air. Every virus comes through the air. But see, if you got a strong aura, strong mind, because aura means air, and if it's strong, no disease or illness can come through ultraviolet rays that deal with the air, the purple light. The purple light is within your pineal gland, within you, your brain. But also the purple light is only for those who know how to activate it. So you understand that. So the air deals with gray matter, like the brain, the mind, but it deals with the intellect, intelligence, reason. It deals with being sharp, acumen, brilliant, having insight, because air signs has insight, and it deal with wisdom. They did, and deal with them being a sage, and cognizance. But put the clear on cognizance. The clear cognizance, a clear knowing. They know. The consciousness, aware, and they aware of themselves, and they know themselves. And so, to those air signs who don't know themselves, now you know why they're not smart as they are, why they crashing like they do, and why they all balanced, because they get their mind right. Your mind is the greatest weapon. But those who got a lot of elements in there, astrology prove, astrology show you that this is part of who you are, your element. And if you don't follow this, you will fall. Astrology just give you, it's like a guide. It's not you, it's just a guide to who you are. So air is what helped made astrology. Without air signs, there won't be no astrology, no philosophy, no written word, no none of that. Because air deal with writing, deal with the word, deal with thoughts, it deals with ideas in general. So your master of knowledge would be your air signs. And so let's break down what Libra is. And also the air sign deal with perception and perspective and awareness. So now, what is Libra? When you break down Libra, they say it mean pound, but when I looked it up, it said LIB for balance and RA for Ra. And our culture, Ra is the sun. So the balanced sun is the balanced consciousness, the sun consciousness, the mind. The consciousness of the sun is the mind. So Libra means the balanced mind. The balanced mind, which is the heart mind. The heart is what? The generator. It's the generator mind that distribute what? Air everywhere. The mind, it distributes signals and words or elements or food everywhere. And the reason why I do that, because so you can live. So we need the mind to live. Our mind is our guidance. So Libra is the heart mind, the air of consciousness. And it's the generator of the energy, or Ra, which is the distributor of the consciousness of the mind. And Ra, aka energy. So it's the distributor, it distribute energy throughout your body. You need the air. The air to keep you living, keep you dancing, keep you moving. And this air is also the mind. You got many minds within your whole being that's part of you, who is the air that's within the vessel. That's the real you. And Libra brings oneness of higher self and lower self together in unity, creating balance. And Aquarius is the base, is the base of the word. Aquarius is the base of the word, because you got to understand, like Aquare, which means water. It means water, and the RA for Ra, which means water, sun for us. So Aquarius deals with the intuitive consciousness of the masculine energy and female energy of the mind. The Libra deals with the consciousness that bring the higher self and lower self together, that bring unity together, that make everything work as one. Because even when you're in the lower room, you feel like you're in the higher room because y'all connected. It makes everything feel connected. So Libra is the heart, the empathic, the master of empath, the clairsynthian, the one who bring that love and joy together. Now you got Aquarius who brings the intuitive aspect, looking within yourself to the mind, so you can pour out the truth to the world, to save the people in the world. Aquarius give you that ultimate wisdom. And so it's that water fire aspects when you break it down. It's the masculine and female energy come together. So Aquarius brings unity between the masculine and female energy of the world. That's why the air signs is acceptance of people, places, and things. But you see the resemblance of the Libra and Aquarius. Just that quick. And so Aquarius means water carrier. Aquarius is the unity of water, the unity of vibrational thought waves of consciousness. Also, it's the cup bearer, which is the crown that connects thoughts to the universe. Aquarius, which is the Uranus, is what connects thoughts to the universe. And it's the crown, the ultraviolet light. So this is a claircognizance vibration, which is in the pineal gland. You know, it's you get downloads of information from anywhere. I always get it. I get downloads of information anytime, and I'm a Libra, Sun, and I get downloads information from anywhere, just like Aquarius. All the air signs got this ability because they deal with the crown. They deal with all of the higher self, but Aquarius mainly work in that area in life. But Aquarius are also practical, so they can be at the root too. So, but the thing is, Aquarius is the one that unify the vibrational thought waves. Will mean many thoughts, everybody thoughts, your thought, my thought, his thought, and create another thought and be the inventors of the world and think outside of the box. Aquarius do that. And Gemini, let's break down Gemini. The G, and we know G as in Earth. Gemini with the Earth mind. And the Earth is the strong vibrational mind, the dense mind, but it also is not the Earth mind. So Gemini deals with, it's like neither. Gemini is aerial as neither, is mutable. It can adapt anywhere. So Gemini is one of them that definitely could be the chameleons. So it's deal with the duality. Like first the Gemini is happy, then the Gemini can appear sad. Gemini can trick you too. But Gemini is very smart, super smart, pick up on, they got a quick mind. So let's break down Gemini further. Because you got Gemini meaning perceive, understand, notice. So Gemini understand the earth plane, the lower plane, better than almost anyone. So Gemini deal with sound. So Gemini means perceive, notice, and it's from the late 15th century that to give heed to, pay attention. The mind's eye. So Gemini is your mental intuitive, your telepathy impact. Gemini more like the messengers, more than any other air signs. So who can break down things more than symbolisms and messages? You talking about Gemini. Gemini deal with the mind that deals with picking up on information. That which feels, wills, and thinks. So Gemini can feel you. They can feel your thoughts. All air signs can do this. But Gemini is the one who will express it more than anyone. But all thoughts can do this. And sometimes Gemini don't have the right intentions when they do this. But Libra's going to have the right intentions because they got to. It's the science of the heart that will get to them. But Gemini will be the type who will trick you and whip you and get all your money and slick you and still become your friend again. All air signs got diplomat ability just like a Libra, which means they can start something and then they can calm a situation down and you never knew the air sign started it. All of them got this ability to whip you. No matter if it's Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. But a Gemini is the one who think and wills, and so they got intuitive thinking, intuitive feel. Also, all of them can pick up thoughts and they can feel like, which I fail to realize that air signs can feel what you think. Not only pick up on your thoughts, but they can feel it. Like when you say something, I can feel them words, vibration. So that's another thing that they don't tell you. And they deal with thought, consciousness. They deal with intellect. Some Gemini deal with attention, and they deal with like to think. Their motto is I think. So they always thinking. Gemini is always up to something. They like out of all the air signs, Gemini could be the one who go all beat. They could try anything, even get into the different sexualities like homosexuality. A lot of air signs too. Out of all elements, the air sign be the ones who can mess with all genders. I'm talking about Libra, we talking about Gemini, we talking about Aquarius, because they're curious. And like I say, air sign don't be attached to people, places, and things. Like a Libra, you won't catch them like, if they do become bisexual, whatever, you won't catch them being attached to that. Which means that they'll do it for a minute just to learn and you move on. Just the experience. Some do, but what I'm saying is basically the air signs try almost anything and get into anything because they're curious and they're not attached to anything and they don't like to be bored, period. Their mind is so active. Their mind is what helped them create the world. So the air signs can get on any level and they don't trip things like other signs and other elements do. Air signs don't trip. Everything is small stuff. You see women's like models shaking their butts. Air signs don't trip that. If you see, only thing that air signs will trip, the injustice like child pedophilia, like humanitarian issues, anything that destroying humanity. They don't trip like stuff like the crate contest that they have. They don't trip stuff like that. Only concern they'll be about that is about people's health. Make sure they're all right. So the air sign don't trip the small stuff. They think big. So Gemini is a dual mind. So they pay attention, notice, awareness to make your best teachers. Air signs is your best teachers, instructors, your sages, your spiritual masters. Mastering the mind is the key to them. And when an African culture, mastering the mind is very important. It's number one source. It's self-mastery. And so that's through the mind. So cognizance is awareness, a knowledge is something, knowing. So they clear cognitive, they just know. Air signs just know, like I get downloads from anywhere. And I just know. And they understand what you say. They understand your expression. They see your aura. Air signs see your aura. They can feel your energy. And so far, they talk water sign just express it more. They just more out there. And a lot of air signs don't know that they have the abilities more than anybody. And some of them do know, but some of them just do it naturally. Like myself, I knew I was claircognizant before I was any other thing else, but I'm clairsentience too. And I know that the water bring the other elements because the air sign work good with other elements too. It work good with fire, air, and water. So by me having water in there, it helps me be more clairsentient and understand it. And I know how to put like all the feelings I have through my body together to create a whole story. So air sign give you the ability to put things together and to read people and to read the energy. And so it give you the ability to easily understand. All air sign like knowledge, claircognizance, the ability for a person to acquire psychic knowledge without knowing how and why she knew it. See, we get download from anywhere, out of nowhere. And the air is solar winds or the sun atoms in motion. The air is the mind control, and the mind it directs the water. It controls the water, the fire, and the earth. The mind, it's like the air move water, hurricanes. The air moves earth, and the air mind enhance the fire, which is light. But you understand that what's lighter than the fire? It's the mind, which is light. But what you got to understand too, that air also is a part of fire and come from the sun, which is fire, the biggest fire. And so the air is the lighter version of fire. So it's the true light because it's very light, like electricity. That's air. What is the true meaning of balance? Yeah, so we all know balance is a duality. It's important. So Libra balance. Okay, let's break down balance, the word balance in Libra. We got Ba, the B-A, which means the soul. It means the soul. And you got Lance. And Lance means the servants, the soul servants, or Lance means godlike. So the soul that's godlike. And so once you get into the heart, you're talking about the soul that's a service to being divine, being spiritual. And this is the type of mind that Libra possess. And that's why Libras is the idea of love and want to see everybody happy and all about loving people. And all air signs has this ability. All air signs, you see it in the Aquarius, you see it in Gemini. But we do it in a different way. But we all do the same in a different way. That's why we can relate to each other, the Aquarius and Gemini, more than any other sign. And we can relate to fire because we are the solar winds. So now y'all understand how they created this astrology. They knew what they were talking about, but to a lot of astrologers act like they don't know. They might don't know. But I'm bringing y'all awareness because I can't let doing this to you. So if you got the air signs and you the thinker and you stay in the mind, philosophy, looking up things, researching and dissecting and coding things, and you just know things and you just awesome, you charming, you like a mirror to all people. You know how to bring people together. You're a diplomat. Woo. You're very shy, a cool one of the smartest person in the world. You know why? You got that air element. It's the air that's the power, baby. That's that bender. The air can go in anything, can become anything it wants to become. Whatever you set your mind on, you can become. So this definitely what it be. Is I can't let the Sun in Libra person. I got Mercury in Libra, and I got Pluto in Libra. So I got all these in Libra. And also, I'm a Virgo moon. I got Mercury in Virgo. So there you go. Ashe.